Gerstlauer is really a sleeper hit as a manufacturer in the roller coaster industry. This German roller coaster manufacturer has created major rides for different parks around the whole world. They have been creating roller coasters since 1999. What Gerstlauer really is known for is its famous Eurofighter model. And then suddenly I got the awesome idea. Let's rank all Gerstlauer roller coaster models since its beginning. And surprisingly I hit a total of 12 different roller coaster models. So let's see where the famous Eurofighter really ranks. So sit back, relax and enjoy this video. Coming in at spot number 12 we have the so-called Kitty Racer. And I really must say I don't think a roller coaster can get any smaller than this one. This ride model barely stands 6 feet tall. And on top of that the total length of this ride is only 75 feet. So a roller coaster that isn't even taller than the average man, what can it offer? And unfortunately I haven't ridden this ride model because it's only for small children. And the coaster train only has one cart and there's space for one kid in there. You have 2 sharp turns on this layout and a bit of straight track, so it's pretty decent. Coming in at spot number 11 we have the Bob Coaster. And the Bob Coaster features a layout that is a little bit bigger than the Kitty Coaster. And the train design yet again is a bit weird on this one. The Bob Coaster has a very thin train design, but you have several carts and there's space for 2 people in each cart. And lucky for me there's also space for adults on this one. The Bob Coaster's layout mainly features a shallow drop combined with long and drawn out turns where this showcases the speed. Some of these Bob Coaster train actually has a backward seat and that's really it. And now at spot number 10 we have the Junior Coaster. And in my opinion there isn't really much difference between the Bob Coaster and Junior Coaster. I think the main difference is mainly the train design. This coaster design has a lot more capacity because it seats 4 different people in each cart. The typical roller coaster layout on a Junior Coaster is the shallow drop as we all know, and then it has a helix and a few turns and then the ride experience is over. And depending on the park you get 2 to 3 laps around the layout. And moving on at spot number 9 we have the Family Suspended Coaster. And wow, now we finally moved up to the family category. And to be honest with you people, I didn't even know that Gerstlauer had a family suspended coaster, so therefore I haven't really ridden one. But surprisingly there's one in Japan that has been operating for 3 years now, and this coaster model looks very weird. This ride design features a few lift hills combined with downward sloping twists and turns. And weirdly enough this train design is only one cart that features 2x2 rows, therefore they can make the ride very compact. But to be honest the ride design looks very stale. I really think the closest comparison we can do is the Vekoma family suspended coasters with a twisting layout, you know, the compact ones at the fun spot areas and the, you know, blah 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 blah. And coming in at spot number 8 we have the Bobsled Coaster. And this really is Gerstlauer's take on the popular Wild Mouse model. And let's be honest, Gerstlauer just has the best Wild Mouse coasters, but they just call it the Bobsled. Gerstlauer's Bobsled Coaster layout consists of the typical sharp turns at the start of the ride, and then it combines a typical roller coaster layout with sharp helixes, twists and turns and large drops. And these coaster designs are just endless fun for the family. Coming in at spot number 7 we have the Family Coaster. And I really think that Gerstlauer are the ones that makes the best family coasters. And what I mean by that is the traditional sit-down family coaster models. Most of the old Gerstlauer family coaster aren't that good. I would even place most of them under the Bobsled Coaster. But hear me out, the newer ones they've made are just great. These family coasters feature highly advanced track elements such as switch tracks and launches and so on. And most of these new family coasters features very lengthy layouts combining forwards and backwards sections. Combining lift hill drops and launches is just a great idea. And now at spot number 6 we have the Spinning Coaster. And this is where the intensity moves up to the family thrill category. And these are just overall great roller coasters with very intense spinning. These roller coaster layouts mainly start as the Bobsled Coaster with sharp turns, but the uncontrollable spinning makes it even crazier. And after that these layouts mainly contain sharp downwards helixes, twists and turns. And some parks have also created custom layouts for these Gerstlauer spinners. So overall the positive G's are strong and the spinning is crazy, so this is great. And moving on at spot number 5 we have the 6-seater coaster, but on RCDB they call it the launch coaster model, but the other Gerstlauer models also have launches, so I call it the 6-seater model. So these coasters of course has 6-seater trains. They mainly feature strong punchy launches, but one of them also has a beyond vertical drop. I've tried 2 of these launch coasters and they really have a great layout. They feature strong ejector airtime and whip inversions, so what's not to like? Well, the over the shoulder restraints are quite uncomfy, especially in your shoulders when you get the airtime, and then you sit quite awkward with your back, so the ride experience can be comfy and rattly. Coming in at spot number 4 we have the so-called airtime coaster. And this coaster model might as well be taken out of the list because it hasn't even released yet, but I've decided to make a bold prediction placing it here, because this roller coaster experience is going to be Gerstlauer's take on the Intamin motorbike coaster. And this coaster model really is a great family coaster, especially by Intamin, and almost the whole track has actually gone up at Walibi, Belgium. And you can see on the pictures this ride really features a lot of airtime hops, and combined with decent launches and a motorbike scene you really have a great coaster. So that's my prediction, placing it at spot number 4. And now taking the 3rd place we have the famous Eurofighter model. And the placing of this coaster model might get some hate, but hear me out, this ride ride design is famous for the cheap budget and then compact thrill ride design. These different ride layouts mainly feature the vertical lift and then a beyond vertical drop, and then after that you have a very whippy coaster layout combined with sharp inversions and then twists and turns, of course. But hear me out, I have ridden some of these roller coasters and they are just so rough. The over the shoulder restraints are not comfy, the seating position is not comfy at all, and on top of that many of these rides are quite rattly, so that really destroys most of these layouts for me personally. But I've seen Gerstlauer creating the newer ones with lap bars, so that's a big step forward. Coming in at second place we have the Infinity inverted coaster, and yes, they have only built one right now, but another one is also coming. First roller coaster they've created has a very punchy swing launch section, and this roller coaster features very whippy inversions combined with a lot of airtime. In the newer suspended coasters with a bit more focus on airtime is always a hit for me, and with this roller coaster model they can really create everything you can imagine. Yes, this roller coaster design has lap bars, so finally Gerstlauer, this new suspended coaster has a bit of rattle, but you can't feel anything because you have the lap bar. And now coming in at spot number 1 we of course have the Infinity coaster, and this is of course the sit down version where people sit in rows of 4, and I don't really know where to start because all of these Infinity coasters are very different from each other. The variety is really crazy on this model. You have launching Infinity coasters, swing launching Infinity coasters, vertical drop Infinity coasters and so on, but the best Infinity coaster in the world is Gerstlauer. This really is a roller coaster masterpiece, and it is also Gerstlauer's tallest roller coaster. This roller coaster really features a 200 feet plus vertical lift hill combined with a twisted vertical drop out of the huge tower, and then after that you combine floaty airtime with ejector airtime, strong whips and intense low to the ground moments. Gerstlauer really showcases what Gerstlauer can do with its Infinity coasters. This really is a menacing masterpiece, and lucky for you, you've survived this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have I missed some coaster models? Hopefully not, and please give it a like, a subscription, or that's of course your choice, and at the end of the day I'm always gonna say bye bye.